Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Weekend Now special edition with Aliki today. Aliki has been here on the second episode. Go watch it. Go listen to it. Traitor Boob. Yay. But today, honoring the International Women's Day, we are going to talk about something different. We're going to talk about our vaginas and share with you our birth stories. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Embarrassing Diary. Okay, so you have 3 kids, right?
Yes, correct.
What are the ages of your kids?
Right now they're 11, 9, and 7.
Okay. And how did all of they did they all go as planned?
Absolutely not.
Okay,
No,
tell us.
absolutely not. Well, my first one, first of all, he was born prematurely. He was born when I was 32 weeks pregnant, so I was just 7 months.
Aye.
And that was quite scary for your first child and everything. And what was scary was that they were trying to keep him in because they were injecting me with a solution to make his lungs go open.
Oh.
So they had to keep him in.
Like the oven. Put
Yeah,
you back
basically. Yeah, exactly. And it was like 3 days. But I mean, now I laugh about it. But there were stories, for example, that I was in pain for 3 days.
In. So wait, so you were 32 weeks old,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you felt pain.
I wasn't 32 weeks.
32 weeks pregnant.
I was 32 weeks pregnant, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stop.
No, and my water didn't break. I started with contractions.
Okay. So before anything, tell us, how does a contraction feel?
You know when you have terrible diarrhea where you feel your intestines are being like twisted so you can get everything out, plus constipation, those two together. Yeah.
So diarrhea and constipation.
Yeah. That's the best way I can describe it so everybody can understand.
Man, yeah.
No, it's horrible. It's really, I know that other people say that it's like when you're on fire, but no.
No.
It's a very, you really feel that things are being torn apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
so you were 32 weeks pregnant.
Yes, 32 weeks
and
pregnant.
Contractions started.
And contractions start,
sure.
yeah. And I had to run to the hospital and they were like, yeah, the baby is coming. So they gave me high blood pressure pills to stop the contractions having the strength to push the baby out. But I still had the pain of the contractions because they were still happening.
Oh my God.
So by the 3rd day, they were like, okay, we need to give you something for the pain. Yeah, 3 days.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
3 days. So they said we have to give you something for the pain because you're going to go crazy, basically.
Yeah.
So they were discussing morphine or epidural. And they did the epidural. And the epidural worked against the high blood pressure pills. So the baby was born in 20 minutes.
Oh,
yeah.
They say the epidural rashes thing.
Yeah, no, but it was funny. I mean, my parents had traveled over and they were in the room as well. And my mom and my husband were kind of like, it's okay, breathe. And then my father was in the corner looking at the monitor and going, a big contraction's coming, coming.
Yeah, because they can see that, right?
Exactly, and that was not helping. I was in panic. Because I also hadn't done my breathing exercises. He was born on a Thursday. And on Friday, I had scheduled my breathing exercises, so I had no idea how to breathe. No, it wasn't working.
About the contractions, I had the same. So maybe we can explain that to the audience in case they don't know. They put a machine around your waist.
Kind of a belt. That's to check the pulse of the baby.
Yeah, so then they can also check the contractions. It goes up. And the funny thing is, like, you can see the wave before you will feel it. So other people can also see it. So that's what she means.
And that's, if you can see it, that's why they turn the monitor away from you. You can panic about it as well.
Yeah, because you see it.
Because you know the pain is coming. Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, but 3 days. But he was out.
So he was out? How?
He was fine.
7 months?
He was 7 months, gestation of 7 months. He was premature. It was very scary because he had to stay in hospital.
How long?
He stayed for a month.
Oh.
But he was doing well every time, so that was really encouraging. There was a lot of panic, a lot of worry. It's very heartbreaking going home without your baby.
How was it for you? Like, were you okay with that?
Well, no. there were a lot of emotions. I mean, you've got a lot of hormones going on. You've got a lot of emotions going on. It helped that we hadn't, because we're procrastinators, we hadn't got the baby room prepared, so I had something to focus on when I was stuck at home. But otherwise, also the whole thing where I had to put an alarm clock and get up every 3 hours and pump milk to keep everything flowing, because
I hated pumping. I love breastfeeding. I hated pumping. It's like you're like somebody.
You're a cow.
You're a cow.
Yeah.
You're a cow. You're a cafeteria, a factory.
The restaurant's open. That's what we used to say. Exactly.
Yeah.
Nah, it's breastfeeding. I enjoyed with my 2 first ones, not with my third.
No? Why?
Well, breastfeeding was a different experience with every kid.
Yeah.
My eldest was, I don't know, we there was the bonding, it was nice. I could hold him with one hand and do things. With my second, I kind of had to like really help him a little bit. But my third, it was
the third is the girl.
Yeah, my third is the girl. That was very painful.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I was doing something wrong, but I know that with my first, I breastfed for 9 months, my second 6 months, and my third one barely 3.5.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It was so bad. Okay.
Yeah, but it was just not pleasant after a while. Yeah. She would cry, I would cry. And then I gave her the formula and she slept and I slept and I was like, why am I doing this to myself?
Perfect. High five, baby.
So I just stopped it. It doesn't mean that because with one baby it worked, it's going to work with the other one.
Yeah, and there's this misconception. I didn't know it. And I want to say that here. Like, you don't have to breastfeed if you don't want to. Doesn't mean that you're a bad mom.
Absolutely not. No.
It doesn't mean you're not trying hard, you don't care. Like there is so much pressure. I had a friend that she told me, if I don't breastfeed, I will feel like a failure. And I was like,
no. And that's the other thing, that you need to remember, that the mom has to be happy, not has to be, but if she can find ways of making herself feel more comfortable, less stressed, and one of them is to eliminate breastfeeding, by all means do it. Yeah. Thankfully, we live in today's day and age where there are formulas. There's formulas even for lactose intolerant babies, if that's the case.
Yeah.
Apparently, I found out recently that there's formula where there's where it helps with colic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it costs more, of course, but it's special in there and everything. So you can
capitalism found a way.
Yeah, no, but there's loads of things that you can do nowadays, and if breastfeeding stresses you, then that's not, that it takes away the joy from it. I mean, anyway, your life is turned upside down, and anyway, you need to figure out how you're going to keep this little thing alive. Yeah. If breastfeeding is going to add to it, just eliminate.
Yeah. You have so many things on your list to worry about.
You can get it out of the way. Yeah.
So that's the first kid, right?
Yeah, that's my first kid. Yeah.
And then the second birth?
He was also 3 days.
What do you mean 3 days?
The birth took 3 days, but for a completely different reason.
Okay, tell us about it.
Well, with him, I had pregnancy diabetes, so I had to do insulin shots for about 6 to 8 weeks, I think.
What is a pregnancy diabetes?
Pregnancy diabetes is when the pancreas basically is not the sugar, the glucose in the amniotic fluid is not being digested properly, not being balanced properly, let's say. And that can cause issues where the child is anyway a bit bigger maybe, but also it can cause problems with the birth.
Yeah.
So
you didn't have it in the first kid, but you had it in the
Well,
second
they
one.
don't know. They think that maybe I did have it and that's why he was premature. But we don't know, and we're probably never going to find out.
Okay, yeah.
But with my second one, what happened was that when you do insulin shots, they have to come out at 38 weeks. So at 38 weeks on the clock, we went to the hospital and we started all the natural procedures of inducing me. Now, when I say natural procedures, instead of going straight for a cesarean like they would sometimes do, with my case, they did first the Foley catheter.
Oh, yes! Oh my God! They also asked me to do that, but I didn't do it. Okay, tell us, what is a Foley? Oh my God.
Well, the Foley catheter is the catheter literally, instead of going to your bladder, it goes up to your vagina.
Yeah.
And they fill it up with water So it kind of grows like a balloon and it puts pressure on the cervix. So the cervix thinks that's the head of the baby.
Yeah.
So it starts effacing, starts becoming thinner so it can come out.
You did that? You did it?
I did that. And when I did it, my husband was giggling and saying, "You have a party up your hoo-ha." Yeah, all the support I needed.
Oh my God, sorry, I'm coughing.
That's all right.
Okay. And
So,
did it help?
Well, it felt very uncomfortable. There was a
Yeah.
lot of pressure.
I mean, you had 2 balloons, literally.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, you made it too.
But I was walking up and down,
Yeah.
and at some point that thing fell out, which
Uh-huh.
meant that everything was starting to open.
Yeah.
So that was really finally comforting, but it was
Oh.
24 hours later.
Again, okay, yeah.
And so the next day we were like, okay, this is happening. Nope. So
Uh-huh.
they gave me the pills, the Milos, I don't remember what you call it, but
Uh-huh.
misoprostol, I think.
Ah,
And that's,
Milopostol.
misoprostol.
Okay.
I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've heard that
Cut
one.
it, cut it. Okay,
Sorry.
yeah. No, it's fine.
No, but they gave me that pill. Nothing happened. And then they gave it to me again. And then contractions started happening.
This drug, okay.
Yeah.
I've never heard of this drug.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
it's the one, it's also for abortion. But but
This is not the episode.
it's not the episode we wanted. No, but it's for medically induced, like when there's a problem and they know it's going to be going for miscarriage, and it can help speed up the process. It's for that.
It's like
I'm
helping you take
helps
baby
with
like
the-
a ketchup.
Well, basically, no, but it helps with the contractions. It helps with your uterus to start contracting,
Yeah,
basically,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that's the thing that it starts doing. I'm not exactly, like I said, I'm not a doctor.
We're moms.
But,
We felt it.
But
Okay? It's
when-
an experience episode.
Exactly. When they told me you're going to take these pills and your uterus will start contracting, I just said, yeah, get it out of me.
Okay.
But
okay.
yeah, so that was the thing that we reached the point where I was 2 days now and nothing was happening, just
Cool.
contractions which were painful again.
Do you hear that, man? If somebody says we're mama, yes, she was. This is second day and she's still waiting. Okay.
And the best part is that I screamed again, please give me something for the pain. We did an epidural and we realized that the epidurals do not work with me.
Okay. I actually had an allergic reaction to the epidural.
Oh no.
Yeah, yeah,
What
yeah.
happened?
And my eyes started. They told me, "Do you have low blood pressure?"
Oh.
And I'm like, "Yes, I really have a low
Oh.
blood pressure."
After they gave you the epidural?
Yes, after, and then I remember that my eyes started twitching.
Yeah.
Everybody rushed in the room, and I swear to God, I thought I saw Pri saying somebody else.
You hallucinate. Yeah.
I was
You
hallucinating. Yeah.
hallucinate. Yeah.
It was not good.
No.
Not good at all. No.
No, but the epidural didn't work.
Yeah.
And then they said to me, okay, if we're going to break your water. So they broke my water.
Oh yeah, the water break,
Themselves, yeah.
It feels awkward when they. It's not
Well, to
really
be fair,
crazy.
it felt that the minute
Ah, it
they
felt
did
good to
it,
you. Mhm.
I felt like, whew, some
Huh.
pressure is off. Yeah, because it was
Yeah.
quite heavy.
And also the
Yeah.
water
It's a lot.
is a lot.
It's a lot, yeah.
It's like peeing for the. It feels like peeing, but it's not peeing. It's just like a lot
It's
of.
basically if you take a 1 liter bottle and you're pouring it
Yes.
down the toilet. That's
You know
basically it.
those things that we have for wine, or you put the little. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, just
They just go.
there's no tap to close it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they broke my water and they said, it's if he's not out in the next hour, we're going to do a cesarean.
Okay.
And of course, he was born in 45 minutes.
No.
He just waited.
So it was natural birth.
It was
Um,
natural birth in the end. Yeah.
How is natural birth? I had a C-section. So.
Yeah, no, well, like I said, the contractions are terrible.
Yeah.
But I mean, that whole once the baby is out, you feel the relief of okay, it's out. I mean, with
When
my
you push, do you feel pain or no?
no,
Is it?
when you push, it's actually a relief because you're doing something.
Yeah.
Because before that, they actually tell you wait because you have to wait until you're at the right centimeters and all that. And if you do it before, it can hurt, which I did do with my second because I had a contraction. I pushed, he didn't come out. And then I continued pushing and they said to me, wait for a contraction. I said, go.
Yeah.
I am pushing, I'm having a contraction. And there was a nurse there who was kind of bored and she was sitting like this and she was going, yeah, she's going to push anyway. And my husband goes, she's like that at home. So and then thankfully our
Yeah.
son was born, so I didn't punch him.
But you know what? I think poor nurses.
Yeah.
They've all been punched at some point
Oh,
in the
yeah.
hospital or
Oh, yeah.
yelled at.
Told off. Yeah, no,
We
absolutely.
should have an appreciation group for all. Like, if
I
you're
think-
watching, if you're a nurse, we love you. You're amazing. Like, thank you for
Yes.
or midwives. Like, really.
No, but
Cool.
we should, the same way they make a joke and say you should buy flowers to yourself because you gave birth when it's your child's birthday.
Yeah.
You should also buy flowers to all the midwives that were
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Because they have been through, like,
Yeah. Or
it's a lot.
I met a midwife guy that he was
Yeah?
a man.
Oh,
How do you
nice.
call midman?
I've never
Mid
heard.
husband.
I-
But it was
Yeah.
a guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very nice as well.
Oh, that's
yeah.
good. That's
Yeah.
nice. I haven't had that. But
Yeah.
No.
So okay, so this was the second one.
Yep.
And okay, so it was normal. You went home.
Well, yeah, he
Was it
did.
okay?
He
Yeah.
didn't cry when he came out, and that was
Uh-huh.
my first question. Like, why is he not crying? And thankfully, the nurse turned him around and said, "Look, his eyes are open.
Oh, he's beautiful.
but he was
So, like,
completely knocked out from all the drugs that I had been given,
oh boy.
and because of that, he didn't breastfeed as fast as with my first,
Yeah.
and he got jaundice where he becomes yellow, and we had to go back into the hospital and put him under the blue light for 3 days, and then we came back home. So that was
Okay. What's that? I don't know.
when your liver doesn't work, you see it that you become yellow, and and your eyes, the white becomes yellow. It's jaundice. It happens very often in a lot of babies.
Yeah.
But the trick is to see it quickly enough, and then take them, and you can put them in the incubator. Under the blue
Incubator,
light.
yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so relatively better compared to the
He
other.
was bigger. That was the thing.
was
My
bigger,
first
yeah.
one was 1 kilo 700 grams, and he was 3.5.
Yeah.
And normally, babies' heads fold to help come through.
Oh God.
His did not. Silence.
Stubborn head.
Yep. So I got stitches. So,
Oh
yeah.
my God. Okay, we
Yeah.
all got it. What happened, right? Did we
Yeah.
all get it? Did we all
Yes.
get it?
No, it wasn't as bad as it can be because some can get
Yeah.
torn from the front to the back. Mine was just a couple of stitches, so it was okay. But it's the funny story about this is that I'm holding my baby. I'm happy I'm holding him, and he's not been taken away to
Yeah.
go to an incubator. And I have my legs wide open, and there's 2 nurses who are interns. And because there was another twin birth happening, the doctor said, "Congratulations," and left, went to the other room. These 2 nurses had their heads between my legs, and I could hear them discussing, do we stitch this bit? Do we close this bit? Shall we wait and ask? Yeah, but she's bleeding. Yeah, should we just close it? So I was just kind of patting my baby and thinking, I'm not hearing this.
Oh
I'm not
my
hearing this.
God.
Why am I understanding Dutch suddenly?
Oh my God.
Yeah, but thankfully
Oh.
one of the doctors came to check and see how it was going.
Yeah.
And they pointed and they did it. But they also had given me an anesthetic there, so I couldn't feel what was going
So
on.
yeah, and at that moment when you
Yeah.
have your baby, right, is your golden hour, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you. Well,
Yeah.
since we can talk also about the third
Yeah.
baby.
The third one.
Sorry, Ophelia. And then we can talk about
Yeah.
the golden hour, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So how did the third birth happen? How did you get? No, I'm joking. How did?
Well, the third one, ironically, was I managed to reach 40 weeks with her.
Yeah.
So that was a like,
Clapping here.
yeah, it was a yay, it was
Yeah.
a milestone. I mean, I was 40 weeks minus 2 days, but that's for me, it's the 40th
Come
week.
on,
Yeah.
this is way
No,
too much.
but the thing was that with her, I was very sick. I had lost a lot of weight, and everything was very tight. And I kept having to go to the hospital because she wasn't moving that much. And they were keeping an eye on me in case I got pregnancy diabetes with her, which I didn't. But then at some point they said to me, okay, she's not moving. Like,
Scary.
she's fine,
Really
but
scary.
we see that everything's tight. So let's just get her out.
Okay.
And I was a bit reluctant, but then when I got up and threw up again, that one extra morning of throwing up in that pregnancy, I said, yeah, I'm done. Let's get her out.
Yeah.
So there, they gave me the pills again, which I do not remember the name of.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, okay, this is going to take 3 days as well.
Mhm.
It took 3 hours.
Oh wow! Boom, boom, boom.
But I swear, I would take the births of the boys anytime.
really,
Yes.
why?
Because this was the contractions normally, like you said before, the contractions will go up and go down, and they'll give you a break.
Mhm.
When you have medically induced contractions, it will go up and stay there.
Yeah. I had it as well. Yeah.
So you have what they call in Dutch a weenenstorm, which is contraction storm,
Yeah.
and it just doesn't stop. And they were saying to me, like,
Contraction storm.
yeah, it's just a constant thing. It's
You're exhausted.
Well, I was screaming, I was hitting, the nurse was pushing my back to kind of ease the pain. It was, but she came out, it was fine, but it was
natural birth
as well. Yeah.
Okay.
But then when they gave her to me, my husband went, "Oh, she's beautiful." And I looked at him and said, "Yeah, she's the last one."
Yeah, I mean, come on,
no,
like
I-
when
no,
game over. Like,
No,
factors
I
well.
actually, with the boys, I didn't panic as much,
Yeah.
and I think it was because I had the breaks.
Yeah.
But with her, I panicked. It was full-fledged. I had more control because I knew a bit more what to do and what to expect.
Yeah.
But I think also because of that, there was more panic and I was more scared. It was way more painful. Plus, I didn't get an epidural, of course, because
Yeah.
it doesn't work with
It doesn't
me.
work. Yeah.
And the deal was that I would get a morphine shot, which you can only get at 7 centimeters.
Woohoo! Morphine shot.
Yeah. But
Perfecto.
I dilated from 2 to 3 centimeters to 9 within less than an hour. So when I said, "Give me something for the pain," they went, "Sorry, you're on your own."
So yeah, that's what it is. I think they told me the same.
Yep.
There is only a specific window we can give you specific drugs.
Yep.
So the 7 is fine, but if you dilate too quickly, too much,
Yep.
because before the end you're not allowed to take drugs because you're about to push,
Exactly.
and it affects the baby,
Yep.
right?
It affects the baby, and that's the problem. So
And every birth story I hear, it's different. Like I've heard any
They
kind of
are.
story out there. Like
They are different. Yeah.
nobody prepares you, and they in the Netherlands they really prepare you for home birth.
Yep.
What do you think about home birth?
I love it.
Yeah, you love it.
I really wanted a home birth.
Yeah.
I wanted the comfort of my own home.
Mhm.
I love the idea of having the bath
Mhm.
and giving birth in the water, because I know
Yeah.
that with my first, when I was sitting in the shower with hot water on my back, through the contractions, I could talk normally.
Yeah.
But lying down on my back was an absolute, like, I'm sitting on a fire.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to give a home birth, but because my first was premature, I was that they don't allow that after that. I have to be because normally here in the Netherlands you get the midwife assigned to you. I had the midwife from the hospital. I wasn't allowed to go out because of my first being a premature baby.
But you know the thing, like they prepare you so much about home birth, and they don't tell you that things can go really wrong.
Oh yeah.
And because of that, I personally felt like I failed my birth plan.
Because you had signed to give birth at home, or?
Yeah, I was supposed to be at home. My baby came really late. I had an emergency C-section in the end. They induced me. Nothing was inducing me. Like things were not going down. And then in the end, it was an emergency C-section. But the thing is, like, I thought, I didn't do the home birth. I didn't do it as well, the breathing. I don't know what's wrong with the breathing. Like, I also did exercise with the breathing, and I'm like, I can't do the breathing right now.
There's this whole thing around birth where I find it very silly that people say, "Oh, you're pregnant, you're glowing, you're having the best time of your life." Hello. And then when you give birth, you did such a fantastic thing. Yes, you brought life. You grew a human in 9 months or 7 months, depending. You grew them really fast, and you've brought them to life and whatnot. But it's not all roses. Yes, there's a lot of mothers now which are coming forward, and I'm really glad they're doing that, where they said, "Yeah, I looked at my baby and I didn't fall in love straight away."
Yes.
Yeah, and that is absolutely fine, because it's such a shock to your body, to your psyche, to your emotions, to your brain. They actually have proven now that the mother's brain rewires when she gives birth.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things happening.
Updating software while you're looking at this baby.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
it's true. I felt the same. I didn't feel, and I felt guilt because I didn't feel love.
And that's the thing that immediately we should eradicate. We should stop that. Like, do not feel guilty. Explain that it's also normal. Not everybody. It's not all one size fits all.
Yeah,
That's
and
a
it's
fact.
also about the mother really needs to be on the top priority during the first period, like maybe even the first year, I must say.
Yep.
Like the the partner, that's why it's important to have a good partner.
Yes.
When I hear women do it by themselves, I'm like, how, like,
They're
so
heroes.
it's so
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
When I hear, like, I met a lady the other day on a clothing store, she had triplets by herself.
Oh,
I'm like,
goodness.
how
No.
did you feed all of them? Like,
No.
you have one and it's hard. Imagine
Yeah.
having 3 at the same time.
And you don't sleep.
You don't sleep. It's very
Yeah.
hard.
No.
So
absolutely.
partners have really, the first year, just help your wife, your girlfriend,
Yep.
whatever. Like, just be there. You have to be her mama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her mama, but also like sometimes you need to stop them, because I know that sometimes I would feel, okay, I'm feeling better, I want to do something more, and then I would crash.
Yeah.
So
sleep. You need to sleep a lot. You don't sleep.
Lot, yeah.
Did you have I had the fight flight mode. I couldn't sleep because I was like, my baby. Did you have the same? Yeah.
Oh yeah, with the first one, definitely. And it was every time, like, he had colic, so when he would sleep, he would go like that, and you're like, oh, come on, please settle. And then when he would settle, we would be like, okay, is he dead? Is he breathing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Same.
So that's
yeah.
that it's also when the parental instinct kicks in as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's there's a lot of things that are romanticized.
Yeah.
And I think we should get more of the hardcore truth. No, I mean,
yeah.
I try to avoid when I have a friend of mine who's expecting to share my birth story, because I don't want to scare them.
Yeah.
However, if they ask me, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going
Yeah.
to say, look, this happens and this happens, but you can ask for this, you can ask for that. Discuss with your midwife, discuss with your doctor. You know, that's what they're there for.
Yeah.
That's what and thankfully, I mean, in this country, they're very good.
Yeah, we were talking about the Netherlands,
Yep.
in case you're
just
listening.
FYI. Yep.
Yeah.
Advertising. Yep. So yeah.
I'm having a terrible cough. I'm so sorry.
Sure.
But I wanted to ask you about also the golden hour. Coming back to the golden hour.
Yes.
What is the golden hour, first of all?
Yep.
We should explain that.
Mhm.
And how did you experience your 3 golden hours?
The golden hour, well, the golden hour is basically the first hour after the baby is born. And my situation, well, with my first, he literally was put on me and then taken away from me,
Yeah.
like in less than a minute.
Yeah.
And then they checked him and they brought him back to me. I held him again for 30 seconds, wrapped up, and they put him in the incubator. And then I was allowed to hold him only 1 hour per day. Because he was tiny.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, that was not
Yeah.
really pleasant. But like I said, he was doing really well every day, so it gradually became more and more. He was out of the incubator. So my golden hour with my first one, I think, lasted a month. If you count the 24 hours, yeah.
Because the idea, the essence of the golden hour is like during that first hour is a super bond between the mother and the child.
Yeah.
You don't have to feel bad if you didn't have it, obviously. But if you have it, they say that the hormones are so high at the moment that you feel this feeling. It is true.
It's true.
Yeah, I felt like I was really high. Really high.
It's true, because with my second, which
Mhm.
my panic was, I do not want my baby taken away from me. And they actually left me. I got to hold him 2 hours before they even measured him,
Mhm.
which was great, because I just sat there and we were looking at each other. And that, I see it now that they're a bit older. My oldest, okay, he's going as a teenager, but when he comes to cuddle me, it's kind of just like a little leaning on the shoulder. Whereas my middle one, he loves cuddles. He's a cuddle bear. And I think I honestly believe it has to do with the fact that he was just in my arms for the first couple of hours. And my daughter, I mean, she cried a lot, but she was also in my arms.
Yeah.
But she had to be weighed quicker than him. So at about half an hour, they had to check her. But then I got her back. But with my daughter, it was a different situation, because both my boys are born in September.
Yeah.
So we were prepared for like nice weather and everything. My daughter's in February.
Me
You'd
too.
think that with my third child, we would know better.
No.
We didn't pack her clothes properly.
You forget, right? You forget.
So that was that was more the issue at that moment. Like, it's snowing outside. We didn't bring a jacket.
Oh no!
They wrapped her up in this diaper,
like a burrito.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But no, the golden hour it's different with every child. It's different with every birth, and there's no right or wrong. With the golden hour, there's no right or wrong in your birth story either.
Yeah.
The main thing is that you you don't feel guilty about whatever happens, and you just make the best of what you feel is the right thing to do, because you need to focus on, at the end of the day, it's your baby and you're its mother, and you follow that instinct. No grandmother, aunt, anyone can come
doctor.
they can't tell you what to do. They can give you advice, they can give you suggestions, but at the end of the day, your gut will know what to do.
And you really know, instinctually.
Exactly. So you shouldn't, and if you feel that things are a bit overwhelming or too overwhelming, ask for help. There's no shame in asking for help.
So I wanted actually to close this conversation with one of the advices that you gave me. You sent me, I don't have the message right now, I have it in Greek, but I remember you told me, she was the one texting me, and I said, I don't know what to do, I'm really losing it. And she was really focusing on ask for help when you want somebody to wash your clothes. Ask for help when somebody wants you to bring you food.
No, but that, because it's often that you have friends who say, oh, can I come and see the baby? Yeah, great. Can I do anything? And you say, no, it's okay. I didn't do that with my first and second, but with my third, I started and I said, yeah, can you cook me a meal? And just bring it so I can put it in the freezer. Or to another friend who was quite close, I said, can you just hang up my washing? It sounds like something very silly, simple, but it is half an hour that I do not have with a newborn. So things like that. And
what advice? So now if mom to be is listening and she's on an 8-9 month, what advice would you give to her?
Don't stress. No, that's not going to happen. But just be in the moment. The birth, you're not going to be able to plan it perfectly. Something will go differently. Not wrong, but differently. Do not stress them. Not wrong, but differently. Something will go differently. Something will go in a way that you don't expect. But once the baby is there, you will figure it out. It's not going to be a smooth ride. It's going to be very bumpy. And I mean, I have older children now, but there's still moments where I'm thinking I could have handled that better. You're going to have that from day one, from the moment you figure out you're pregnant. And one of the funniest advices that my mom gave me was, welcome to the land of always feeling guilty. Which is not, it's funny to think about it, but because indeed you think, oh, I did this, but was it enough? Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I could have done it this way. And you're always going to be doubting yourself in that way. But you need to understand also that you can be honest with your child. Like I'm honest with them. And I say to my eldest, I'm sorry, honey, but you're growing up and I'm growing up with you. It's the first time I have an 11-year-old. It's the first time I have, in a few months, a 12-year-old. My second one gets the experience and gets less attention. My third one as well. But that's the thing. Just be open. I mean, of course, when they're tiny, you won't have a conversation. But exactly. But it still is something. If you talk to your child, talking, actually, they've proved it. It makes the baby calmer. And a calm baby, calm mother, calm baby.
Absolutely.
So, calm parent, I should say calm parent, because they've proven that also in people with adoption that it works that way.
And also calm family. Like if your mom doesn't stress you out, like grandparents as well, please be calm as well.
Yeah, no, but it's there's the excitement of a new baby, and I get that. But you always need to kind of remember to come back and just take a deep breath. One breath at a time.
It's gonna be okay. Exactly. Welcome to the Motherhood's Abuse Club. It's gonna be okay.
Well, I mean, you just have one for now.
But
I have 3, and if it was that terrible, I would have stopped at 1.
I know.
So
I'll stop.
But there is something addictive about a little one, tiny one. But now that I have older kids, it's really nice that when friends come and they have their little babies, I'm like, oh, you're so cute.
I
can give it back.
Hold it,
So
Well, thank you so much for today's episode. I think everyone will like it. It was really a pleasure to have you. It was a different episode today.
Yeah, it was different. It was more I like to say more light.
more light compared to the second episode. Go listen to the second episode.
But it's more that we share our stories so people know, like, if one person has had something similar, that they don't feel alone. But also to really highlight that every birth story is different.
Yeah.
Every feeling of a new
It's
born
valid.
is valid, it's different, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you are a mom out there, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We will have more episodes with Aliki for
Oh.
sure in the future. She's a homie right now. She's coming every few episodes. So if you want something else, Aliki, to discuss with us, just let us know in the comments and she will make it true. She will make it happen.
I will try.
She will definitely try. Thank you so much, Aliki.
Thank you. Thank you for having me again. Bye.
Better.